you're with us on the broadcast as well. Can I ask you what you make of what you're seeing on your screens? There are multiple camera angles that are now available. There are at least 3 to 4 of them that we are putting on our screens. But what seems very clear is, at least according to information that is coming in from Dubai, is that the Tejas takes off as part of an aerial display. This is low altitude flying. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is low altitude flying that is underway. Something happens within the first 45 minutes, and the next thing you know is that the aircraft simply nosedives. At one point, if you see camera 2 closely, the pilot does make an attempt. He does make an attempt to probably steady the plane. It fails, and the plane then continues its downward spiral and crashes into this ball of fire. Please go ahead, sir. Please help us understand the pictures we are seeing on our screens.
Thank you, ma'am. What I'm trying to tell you is that all aerobatics are done low level if you have to display. Now the top height is actually not more than 2,500. They don't go over that, and they come down to 300 to 200 feet or even lower. So then this envelope, the aerobatics display takes place. Yes, they can go higher for a moment, but then they come down so that they are visible. Now this aircraft had finished his roll well above 350 feet. Now he's diving towards the ground. If you and me or anybody who's a pilot, all he has to do is to recover from the dive, means pull the stick back. But what happens is, if your speed is low, then you are going to not recover that fast. If your speed is high, correct speed, then you probably recover fast. But if speed is low, probably you will mush more into the ground. And this mush is clearly visible, that the aircraft has seemed to be recovering, but yet traveling in the same direction, and its belly. Its belly hits the ground and he explodes. That is what has happened. So this can only be possible if we find out from the flight data recorder whether it was a control failure, whether it was a pilot incapacitated, whether it was controlled jam, or whether it was some other problem in the cockpit which happened. Now, all this aspect will be only clear if one carries out an honest inquiry, because conjecture at this moment, madam, is not correct. We can see that, and I've seen similar accidents earlier. I have seen American 4 aircraft going together in the ground, the Blue Angels. I have seen the mid-air collision between aircraft at low level. So this aspect has to be cleared through a proper inquiry. We have to know that was the pilot not incapacitated, was the aircraft controls or surface okay, bird hit. Though people say there is no birds out there, but there is no place on earth where there are no birds. Birds could be there, that could be there. There could be sabotage. All court of inquiry, the last column is sabotage cannot be ruled out. It could be a sabotage, and I won't be surprised. What is so?
Praful Bakshi, are you, it's too early to talk about sabotage, honestly, because we do not know. But are you linking it to the news that came in yesterday that the government of India had to fact check? Because yesterday there were propaganda handles that had started spreading news that one of the Tejas aircraft in Dubai, there was some sort of oil leak. And then the government stepped out and said, no, that is not something that is happening. Are you linking what happened yesterday to today and saying there could be sabotage?
Nothing. There is no connection with what happened yesterday. Every inquiry of Air Force, every inquiry, whether it is in Arunachal or it is in Coimbatore or Srinagar, sabotage column is touched and inquiry is done from that angle. That is what I'm talking of. What the fuel leak was seen and all, that was somebody trying to gain publicity by negative remarks. I don't even give a heed to that. Just ignore it. That has nothing to do with this. This is totally different. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. That can also has to be inquired. And why not? Again, I repeat, why are we shy in talking about sabotage? It can be done. It has been done earlier. So many countries, including American, including Pakistan, everywhere sabotage has been done. When Ziaul Haq was down.
Of course, when an inquiry happens, all columns will be looked at. Was this sabotage? That is something that will be inquired upon as well. But as as we've already discussed, there are usually 4 reasons why a aircraft crashes. It could be a pilot error, it could be a technical error, it could be a bird hit, or it could be weather. Bird hit and climate are absolutely ruled out, at least with the pictures that we are seeing on our screens. So it could either be a bird hit, it could either be a technical error, or it could be pilot error. We do not know. This is now subject to an inquiry. My colleague Hina Gambhir now joining us to take the broadcast further. Hina, an absolutely terrible